Good evening. It's Jenna Park over here. Today is our cell phone policy update for the district. You can just see our slides, and I'm going to be narrating over here. We do have just a few audience members, but if you think of any questions, please feel free to simply email either Mr. Kamar or myself, along with Ms. Dixon or Matthew. So this year, Governor Hochul has instituted a new law, 2803, implementing bell-to-bell cell phone ban, which means that this is prohibiting all students for all grades of internet-enabled devices. This does include cell phones, but also smartwatches, AirPods, tablets. The only the only internet-enabled device that students are allowed to use are the ones issued by the school. So personal laptops also not allowed, personal tablets, and iPads. Some of the benefits that we just wanted to share and highlight from the district and from across the state is the reduced distraction in the classroom that is leading to improved academic focus, a decrease in incidents in cyberbullying, as well as social media conflicts. There are studies that I'll talk about in a bit that are just related to enhanced student mental health, as well as the promotion of our face-to-face social interactions amongst students. Some studies I'll just run through quickly. London School of Economics found that schools implementing strict phone policies saw an increase in test scores. 2024 study talked about the use of phone pouches, which we have ordered for some grades on a pilot level. If you've seen any of our board meetings, we've discussed it there as well. But for a 27% increase in overall student academic success rate. And in academic focus classes, saw a 38% increase in passing grades. So there are also benefits to this in the classroom. And research has shown that creating a distraction-free environment improves students' ability to retain information and increases comprehension levels. So the procedure at GFB on the first day, students will be gathered in the auditorium right at the start to go over these policies and start practicing the procedure of locking their electronic devices away. Students are to arrive at school and lock their phone away in a designated locker. It is one locker per student. It is not their typical locker that they will use for their books and their other assignments. This is a designated locker that is only for internet-enabled devices, one per student. At 2:48, as we begin dismissal, students will have time to return to that same designated locker and retrieve their belongings. This hallway is on camera, and each student will have their own individual code. They're the only ones who can retrieve their own devices. And then at GGM, we are asking for no internet-enabled devices to come to school. Students, should a student have one, I do have a set of designated storage lockers here. And then classroom teachers also have lockable cabinets should a child have a device that needs to be stored away. But we're asking for no devices. Some consequences. The first violation is that a student will receive a verbal warning by the teacher or administrator. There is a shared tracking list of students who have repeated violations that is to be shared with faculty and staff. With that list, a second violation means that a student must check their device in at the main office daily and place the device in a locked pouch, picking up the device at the end of the day, and this will remain intact for 30 days, this procedure. A notification will be sent home to the parents and guardians. Following a third violation, a parent must have a meeting with the principal to retrieve the device back. Moving forward, the student must check in their device daily at the main office at the end of the school day for the remainder of the year, or at the end of the day for the remainder of the year. Students will not receive out-of-school suspension solely for the violation of this policy. There are, of course, exceptions to this rule, and this is on a case-by-case basis. So should you feel the need that you have an exemption or your child needs an exception, please, again, reach out to one of the offices. If this device is needed for translation services that are necessary for a student, or as necessary for the management of a student's documented health care, This is with documentation and again upon review and approval by the medical director. Or, of course, in the event of an emergency, of course, a child can come to the main office and reach out to their administrator. They'll get in touch with us, and this is again on a case-by-case basis. Some different ways that we're offering to communicate. So obviously our main goal, should you need to talk to the student, is our school phone. Parents or persons in parental relation may call the student in the school's main office. Again, Mr. Takeuchi and Ms. Dixon. The office staff can relay messages or call the student to speak to the office, to get to their child to the office and speak with their parent or person. A designated contact email, parents can utilize the parent portal email that they have provided for the student's school email. So should you need to contact your student, you do have the capability to email your child. At the high school level, all of the parents, I believe, have been activated. At the GGM level, they are going to get they should be activated, but they are going to get a follow-up home just to make sure that students in the elementary school are not as familiar with their email practices. So we are going to send home a sheet on the first day of school in the backpacks that asks parents to confirm their email that they'd like to be able to access their child with. Classroom intercom systems. In the case of an emergency, we have our PA system. We can intercom into the classroom to notify students directly or call and ask the students to come to the main office. And then, of course, as usual, any written notes in relation can be dropped off, written notes to the main office, and then can be delivered to the students and or delivered to the teachers as necessary. Do I have any questions? Okay, so if you do think of any questions, again, please reach out to myself or Mr. Kamar, as well as Ms. Dixon and Mr. Takeuchi in the main offices. We'll get back to you as soon as we see your message with the best answer that we can provide. So if you think of anything in the meantime, please feel free to send us an email over this weekend, and we look forward to seeing your students back with us on Tuesday. Have a great long weekend. Thank you.